it, girl.
How y'all doing? It's your boy JR Arthur, aka the Pixel Monkey, and you're on my channel, Creatively Speaking. And today I have a special guest, the person who makes me look better. This is my wife. This is J. Ashley Arthur.
I hear them whispering about the places that you've been and how you don't know how to keep your business clean.
Are you ready for the questions?
I'm ready. Let's go.
What would you say is the hardest thing about being married to me as a creative?
So for him, when his creativity kicks in, he's got to explore it. He has to go and, I guess, flush it out. So if we are at dinner in the middle of a conversation about the kids and he has an idea, it's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, hold on, wait, can we finish one topic before we move to the other one? If the creativity is flowing and it's 11 o'clock at night, he will keep working until he can't physically keep himself awake to work. Creativity drives it all.
So let me translate this for y'all who don't understand.
He's a workaholic.
And I want you to be very clear on this. And only parents will understand this. When I cut her off in the middle of talking, when we're talking about the kids, it's because my damn kids get on my nerves. It's not because I'm trying to be creative. It's because I don't care what they're doing all the time. Because they're always getting in trouble. Not in that. My kids are angels. What is the sexiest part about being married to a creative?
Oh, that's easy. I love hearing, and you know this, I love hearing you talk about what you do. Yeah. At dinner with friends, hearing him talk like to someone else explaining what he did, and I'm just like overhearing it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's hot. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing.
Being married to, and I'm not going to say a creative, I'm going to say me as a creative, because there are some people who are creative that are married and don't go through this one. Does it ever get frustrating?
So definitely. And I think this speaks to anyone that's in a relationship with someone.
It was a yes or no question.
I'm going to explain, and I'll say why. Because watching the person you love give of themselves so intensely that they are not taking care of themselves is a very hard thing to sit back and watch. And it kind of goes back to the first question about the creativity, or, the hardest thing is that creativity. When you need to be creative, you need to be creative. So if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, which has happened many a times before, where he's been up all night and he's still working, and I'm waking up like, hey, it's time to come to bed. And he's just like, I can't right now. I can't. That is the most frustrating, because I understand why he's pushing through, but I also understand that he has so much on his plate that he's got to be at 100% for. So I think that is the most frustrating thing.
Mental health is a big deal for me. Do you feel like I've gotten better with how I handle the constant workload?
So I'll say this. I think as a creative, and I'm speaking to being married to you, I think it depends on what you do, or wherever you're at. And when I say that, I mean job-wise, because I've seen how different companies working in different environments affects you. So the way you are creative in this job is the same way you were creative in the last job and the job before that, but the environments were different. So when there is a lot of negative pushback in a space, it affects your mental health. So I feel like that's not just because of you being creative. I think that's no matter what you do. And I just think for your industry, it's easy to be beat down when you're constantly putting out work that other people are deeming good or not good, high quality, low quality, great, not great. And when you're constantly being hit with pushback, I think that can just dampen your overall spirits. And so I can say that with you, that's when I've noticed you not being all the way where you needed to be with your mental health, was because I felt like you were in a space that kind of wanted to take that away from you.
This is for somebody who wants to enter into a relationship with a creative, and something maybe they need to be aware of going into it. What did you have to do to I don't want to say prepare yourself, because you didn't know initially. So I'll say, what do you do now to brace yourself for the ups and downs of being with a creative person?
So how do I prepare myself for the ups and downs of being married to a creative person? Understanding the cycle of ups and downs, understanding when you might encounter the most stressful times. That just came with years of being with you through the ups and downs of it and the different types of projects. As you take on different projects, I kind of started to see what you could bring back from that, what stress you could bring home, what type of late nights, like doing a book layout. I know what that entails. If he's doing something with sound, like I know I can't be around for that because I want to talk and I want to bother him. And he's like, yeah, shut up. So it was kind of learning what it was you were doing and what you had to give into it. So that way I knew what I needed to give to you to help support you. And then getting to a point where I had to be patient, because, in the beginning, I hated it. I gave you a lot of grief about it because I didn't understand the time that he was putting into stuff. I apologize.
One of our lights just went out.
I look good in every lighting, so it's cool.
Yes, she does. Can you tell when I need to take a break? And how do you know?
Can I tell when you need a break? Yes, sometimes. Sometimes I can tell just by your mannerisms. I can tell by how you answer questions. He, as much as he's talking, he's actually not a very talkative person. So he's already kind of short. I mean, he's short, but I mean, in the sense of, was I sarcastic? I think I was just sharing, so they understood. Remember how you clarified some stuff earlier? I think I was just clarifying.
And I'm not short. Look at where my shoulders are compared to her shoulders.
My chair is about a foot back from his.
And I always want to point this out.
And I'm hunched over.
For years. We're married almost 15 years now, but we've known each other since high school. She thought she was 5'9", almost her whole life.
Because I was told I was 5'9".
And then the doctor let her know that is definitely not the case. So her definition of short does not equate. So I just want you to know. So if you ever met me in person, you'd be like,
I think he's
really not short.
The hat makes you look a little bit taller if you want to take that off.
No, I have... All right, let's get this straight, too. I have the hat on for a very specific reason. Oh. She is my barber. She has not done her job. So I got the LeBron James happening under there, which is very ironic because I'm wearing a Lakers hat.
Shout out to LeBron.
Yeah, shout out LeBron, because you got your crap straight. Mine ain't. We keeping the hat on.
He's not going to follow us now.
He ain't following me now. Go ahead and finish here.
Okay. I don't even know where I was.
You forgot the question. Huh?
Yep. We both forgot the question.
No, you don't. Because you answered, how do you know when I need to take a break? And then the other part of it was,
how do I know?
How do you know?
So like I said, I kind of know based on his tones, his mannerisms, how he's being. If he starts being shorter than normal, then I know it's hey, let's go do this. Let's get away. But honestly, I feel like he's gotten really good at recognizing when he needs a break. So it might be something as simple as going to Target. He'll cook because that's his jam.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course you can.
I have gotten better at recognizing when I need a break, but I just want to say this for any young creatives watching. That is typically not the crap that they teach you in school. Knowing when to step away is not something that they teach you coming up. And I feel like most jobs don't teach you that either. They teach you to push through. This is one of the few jobs I've had, and I'm not going to say all my jobs have fought against this, but this is one of the few jobs I've had now where they encourage you taking a break. Because I'll be asking for work and they'll be like, take the time. Take the time. So I could be sitting without a project for a week to 2 weeks. And it'll be like, do training or just do whatever. Like leave a little bit earlier, go see your kids. So I will say learn to step away from the work because it actually makes you better. Because then you're not just trying to change stuff. When you step away from it and come back to it, you see it with a whole new set of eyes.
Can I add something? Thanks. So I think what's important in what you do and you touched on it before about going on vacation or how we went to Cancun. Have a plan for self-care. Have things that you do to release. And I think that goes to any industry, any job, anything that you do. You need something that helps you step away and recharge.
Let me add this though, because I want to say something. Because even though you're saying plan, was it self-care?
Yeah.
Plan self-care. Coordinate that with your family though.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this is because my wife calls my mistress the gym. I spend a hell of a lot of time in the gym. But it's my safe place. It's my unwinding place. It's my relaxing place. But it can get excessive. And if
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
It can get excessive. But if you don't coordinate with your family and let them know like this is your thing and this is what you want to do, it just looks like you're never around. Try to balance that out. Yeah. So find ways to either include them or you don't spend 8 hours and then think that everybody else is going to be ready to hang out with you. Oh, we lost another light. We're going to keep powering through this stuff. That everybody's going to be ready to hang out with you just because you're ready now. You know, one of the biggest things I wanted to do in my career was become a creative director. I made it to art director. And looking at what I put into being an art director, and be totally honest, do you think that I have the capability, not later, like I can get it? If we had to do it right now, do you think I had the capability to be a creative director? And as my wife, my partner, and the dad that I am, do you think that our household could handle that?
I honestly think it depends on where the position was given to you at. So do I think you could handle the title, the responsibility? Yes, I definitely do. And I definitely feel like you've shown and proved that you could handle it. And I think you would be great at it because you've worked your way through so many different levels of this that I think you would be a wonderful person to oversee other people in that space. As far as could the household handle it? Yeah, we would be able to adapt. It would be hard to maybe not have you around as much as we do. You are very good at saying, okay, I might not be available for 2 weeks. So the weekend before that 2 weeks starts, we're going to go crazy and we're going to spend all day, Friday night, all Saturday, all Sunday. You shower us, even the kids, kids and myself, with you so that when you are then busy, we don't feel like it's been such a long time since we've had that with you. He's a great husband, honestly, guys. You're very mindful of how what you have going on affects us. So yes, we can handle it. Yes, I think you could handle it. And we do a lot of talking. Find somebody you can communicate with, because we talk a lot about what you have going on and how it's going to trickle down and affect us. And we usually kind of plan so that way it might not go according to plan, but at least we have something in place to kind of help us navigate.
And please know, as a creative, not even just as a creative, as a married person, every conversation is not easy. Well, this is what we say. We have cards. She has a wife card and I have a husband card. And every now and again, you have to throw it down. And the other party doesn't always want to hear it. But that card is the safe card, ultimately. You can't really fight the card. When I say every conversation is not going to be easy, there are going to be times when your spouse is asking you, and if you're not married, and it's just like your life partner or whatever the case may be, it could be your friends, or asking you to kind of dial it back a little bit, you may have some resistance to it and just be like, well, you can't. You want to make your money. You want to do this. You want to do that. But I will tell you this. You can work as much as you want. You can make all the money in the world. But if you let your health go and you let the people that love you just kind of dismiss them, over time you will lose that. And then all that working and that money won't matter. And I can say that as somebody who's had some health issues that have made me rethink things and how much I work and what I put my effort and time into. Most people around you just want to be able to spend time with you. You want a companion, and when I say companion, like I said, it doesn't mean spouse, it doesn't mean girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you like.
Your tribe.
Your tribe. I like that. Your tribe. Whatever they may be, they should be able to tell you the hard shit. As always, I do have to ask you for something, and it's definitely not money. I want you to hit that like button, which in this case is a thumbs up, to let us know that you even like this particular vlog that we just did, and also subscribe to this channel, Creatively Speaking. And don't forget to check her out on her podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated. We hope that you got something from this, and please, please, please take time for yourself. Until next time.